If you're the victors, who cares? The Eagles stay alive, and now they get set to host the Vikings in the NFC Championship game on Sunday. But on the other side of the ledger, the AFC Championship game is back in New England again. This time, the Patriots face the Jags, the 7th consecutive AFC Championship game that the Patriots in. Brandon, take us through it.
I got 3 things here. I'm looking at Tom Brady versus the defense. I think that Jacksonville, when you look at the individual matchups, they win that. But Tom Brady, he's playing against boys. This guy has seen everything that you could possibly throw at him. So I'm looking at Tom Brady versus the defense. The second thing that I want to watch is Blake Bortles in a passing game. I don't think they'll get the running game going, but Blake Bortles and those wide receivers and the tight ends, they have to make plays to win. And the last thing, Jalen Ramsey's legend. This is an opportunity for him to be considered, one of the best. You got Deion Sanders out there. You got Revis Allen. Now, what he said this past week, and he goes out there and he makes a play, and they have to make a play. Somebody in that secondary has to make a play for them to have a chance to win this game. But if it's him, oh, my gosh, this guy's going to be a living legend.
Well, first off, if Jacksonville doesn't run the football well, I don't think they can win. I mean, they got to run it really well.
Run it.
Because the defensive backs of the New England Patriots is the untold story. There are great matchups, I think, against Jacksonville's wide receivers. And on the other side, Tom Brady, he's not going to be throwing the football at Jalen Ramsey and A.J. Bouye. He's going inside. He's going inside to Gronk. They're going to use the running backs because their matchups outside are not really good for them. So those are just 2 key factors I think you got to keep your eye on.
This is really a tough place to play. This is not a neutral field. I hear a lot about Tom Coughlin being an influence there, and certainly he is. They have all the things that they had, the recipes that they had, for the Giants when they upset the Patriots in the Super Bowl. This is going against Tom Brady, Josh McDaniels, Matt Patricia, and Bill Belichick. This is in Gillette Stadium. I mean, they are virtually unbeatable there. I know you went in there and beat them, but I'm just telling you, they don't have what it's going to take offensively to beat them.
It's really interesting because I hear everything we're talking about. But the matchup this week is probably going to be Tom Brady and Calais Campbell, right? And you ask yourself, what is a D lineman? If Calais Campbell can disrupt Tom Brady from the middle of his offense, it changes the entire game. It was one of the things that if you watch the Giants, how they rush their front 4, but you watch the games that they always played. They always press the pocket from the middle. Yeah. And anytime that you can get Brady off of that spot with the type of defense that they have. Now, one of the things you said, Phil, that's really key is their backers, the middle backer, at times he's a little bit shaky. So that running back and the screens and getting those balls on the isolated, he's going to have to make open field tackles to get them down.
But like I said, Tom Brady has seen everything. Last year, against the Texans in the playoffs, they did that in the first half, and they destroyed
This
the
is a master. This is a master.
But the second half, look what they did. They made the adjustment.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Who do you like?
I don't know, man. I think I'm going to go with the Jags.
Oh, New England.
New England.
Yeah, I'm going to take New England, too.
Everybody's going to take New England. Why not?
Well, we should, and rightfully so. But I will tell you this now. In the other game, Philadelphia, they're an angry bunch of boys over there. Let me tell you right now. And you can see that in those highlights. They know what they've accomplished. They know how they have to win, and they also know that they are struggling with the pass, although I thought Nick Foles really found a rhythm in the second half, especially against Atlanta. But yet they didn't score a lot of points, and that's the thing that always worries about me going against a great defense like Minnesota. You talk about them playing on a string and playing together as a team. They do have magic. I don't care what anybody says, and I think Case Keenum is the difference.
When I look at this game, JB.
No, but speaking of Nick Foles, let's give our guy Phil some credit. We always bust his chops.
Right.
But when Carson Wentz went down, who was the one guy that still had faith in the Philadelphia Eagles? Take a look at this and our guy, Mr. Sanders.
Let's get off this hysteria about the Philadelphia Eagles. Nick Foles is going to be fine. When you think of the Eagles, if they make it to the Super Bowl, it's because of the defense. Sit back there, quit being too aggressive, and let that defensive rush win the game for you.
Phil has the last word in this segment.
Minnesota and Philadelphia will play for the championship game, and we'll see who wins. All right? Well, if you talk enough, sooner or later you're going to be right.
Well, you said it. You said it in the opening segment.
Talk about the matchup.
And let me talk about it here. First, if you're the Minnesota Vikings, you worry about their offensive line against this defensive front big time of the Philadelphia Eagles. Case Keenum at home last week against New Orleans, he took a beating like man, it was bad. Yeah. He got hit a lot. Case Keenum, though, just to give him some credit, He was terrific in the game, made throws that were incredible, that really helped them. And, you know, for the Eagles, boy, I hate to even say this because I hate the term. You talked about Nick Foles, the RPO, the run-pass option. Well, it was probably the difference in the game. He did it 5 times last week against the Atlanta Falcons. He got 5 completions, and I thought maybe it was a difference in the game for the Philadelphia offense.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the front sevens. Both front sevens are very good. Both backfields are very good. And I think when you have to win tough defensive games in these type of weathers, whoever can establish the run, whoever can control the clock, whoever can change field position. This is a field position type of championship game. Like I get Foles and I get Keenum and all that, but I'm telling you, when you see what this money is going to be won at, this money is going to be won in the trenches this week.
I would say there's one player that really defines Philadelphia, and that's Lane Johnson. And then there's one player that really defines Minnesota, and that's Everson Griffin. And you think of those two players, you think about head-to-head when they get after each other on Sunday night. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing matchup. Low-scoring game, but I like the Vikings. I love the Vikings.
Wow. I'm definitely going to Vikings.
Taking the Vikings?
I'm going to Vikings. I just, front seven-wise, if I was to give a nod to anybody, it'd be the Vikings.
I really want to see Minnesota play in the Super Bowl at home. Just to see it. You know, it's never been done before, but Philly at home?
They're tough.
They're tough. I'm going with Philly.
I'm taking the Eagles, too, and here's a reason why. Crowd noise is going to help their defense even more. And last week, Minnesota's defensive line, especially early, was a huge factor. They were at home on turf with crowd noise. They don't have any of those things going for them in this game. So I'm taking the
really
Eagles.
good
They don't need them, Hugwell.
By the way, really good point, because if you watch Atlanta last week, they were slipping all over the place on that field. So you hope that Minnesota noticed that and they'll do something about their shoes or wear the right clothes.
Well, you just told them.
Well, there you go.
Doesn't Vegas have Philly as the
An underdog, yes.
Again.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Again, what is Vegas? It's whatever the public thinks. That's all they're going by. So that means, JB.
They're going by what's going to happen on the line.
Well, of course, it's always about money. Just ask Boomer. It's always about the money.
The backstory, I'm really happy for Nick Foles because, as you know, he's undergone an awful lot of personal challenges as well with his wife's help in life.
Sure.
He has persevered, and I'm very, very happy for him.